You're now listening to Sleep Time's Over.
Sleep time is over, baby.
Welcome back, jabronis, to another episode of Fitness, the other F word. As you can see, we're here in beautiful Studio Havana. We've got this semi-daytime, semi-nighttime feel to it. You're welcome. Not that I did anything for it, but anyway. If you don't know, now you know. My name is Summer Lee, aka David Zilge. And I'm joined by the man with the plan, Aaron Sakai, aka Gene Franco. This is the second time
Are we doing this weekly? Is this a weekly occurrence? You're gonna come up, make up this kind of names and crap,
I don't need to crack myself up at those.
and then you lose it? I don't understand. Where'd you get these names from?
Okay, I know they're very obscure. They're both characters that Will Ferrell did in Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
So David Zilge he was a character from the Weekend Update where he would come on. He suffered from voice modulation, so he could only talk like this.
That's quite a pull that you have.
It's in my brain, and it's gonna be there forever.
I barely remember that
I know.
sketch.
Nobody thought it was a hit except me, and I love it.
And you're referencing it now, thus creating more confusion. Okay, the other name was what?
Okay, so Gene Franco, you will know that's cowbell.
Got it.
Don't blow it for us, Gene.
Shout out Christopher Walken. Got it.
Yeah, so that one everybody knows Gene. Well, if I say cowbell,
He's more cowbell.
Yeah.
And people know that one.
Yes.
All right. Well, you never cease to amaze yourself.
Just me.
Welcome everyone. Once again, this is a fitness show. In case you haven't really cared. So, what are we doing this week? Please tell me.
Okay.
Please.
So, two things. First of all, we're not medical doctors. This isn't medical advice. And gang, have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Wow, we're hot off the press.
Came in.
It came in finally. Thank you. Bum by you learn. Bum by the mail learn because you got your hat finally.
I did.
So yes, the bum by your hat, bum by your hat, bum by you learn, bum by we all do everything.
Bum by.
Up for sale.
Yes.
On the website, sleeptimesover.com. Also have the Nevermind shirt. Nevermind Nation.
That's right.
And quite possibly another new shirt coming. I might as well just let the cat out the bag.
Ooh.
We're talking about the cancel culture and all that. There might be a shirt related to the theme of cancel culture. I was thinking about it.
Very, very of the moment.
I'll show this to you after post-production. I'll show you that one.
Yeah, the post-production meeting. Oh, I can't wait.
Okay.
Well, this hat, I'm at this point, everybody I care about is annoyed because it's because I can't help but do my whole cuz sup what cuz huh.
Is
bro.
that what you're doing?
I've been doing it to everybody, and at this point they would like me to take the hat off, and I never will.
Wow. What a dramatic beginning. I thought this was the end at this point. You're going to not take your hat off.
And scene. No.
Right. Once again, fitness. So you're going to, you've annoyed people already with the hat? Because you're just going into your pigeon?
Well, what's up, cuz? Yes.
So being your friends, meaning your one, Mrs. Drizzy. Shout out, Mrs. Drizzy. You've annoyed Mrs. Drizzy?
My one friend, yeah. She's
Is that
like,
it?
Summer? No. Actually, because I haven't seen her yet in person with the hat on. So.
So there's other people that you've seen in person that is, wow, unbelievable.
From afar.
You think you know someone.
Okay, but anyway, yes, get your hat.
Yeah.
What we're doing today.
Yeah, what are we doing?
So continuing on with this theme of we talked last week about, going back to the gym if you've been off for a while. Remember we talked about the mask and how important it is, but I thought it would be interesting to discuss it's got pretty windy for all of a sudden. That's why if you're wondering why I'm doing this.
Oh, I thought you were flirting with me or something.
I'm not petting myself.
Yeah,
to,
is that what
get
women
views.
do?
Yeah, no, that's not.
You're making me nervous.
Okay. So what are some unspoken rules of the gym if you are going to go back and you're not aware? So what I mean by that is just kind of stuff that
Gym etiquette?
kind of like gym etiquette.
Didn't we do that?
No. We didn't do
How are you getting your topics each week? Let's pull a meeting right now.
I think
what are
very
you doing?
deeply. I do a lot of meditating. I look
Is that
within
working for
myself.
you? Is that working for you too?
I think it is.
Where are we getting these topics? Can we have a? We're doing gym etiquette again.
No, and not okay. Wait, when did we do gym etiquette?
You tell me. This is your baby.
No, we talked about.
We did gym etiquette of some
we did
sort.
a little. No, we did. We did a little bit of gym etiquette in the freeform show.
Oh yeah.
That was the one.
How
where
can
did
we
a little-
forget that one?
So, so that was the one where we did a little bit of gym etiquette. I don't think we did any more in the other episodes.
I don't
but-
know what you do.
Yeah.
But we're talking gym etiquette. Is
In
that
the sense of like to
today?
say, yeah. Well, not like I have 5 that I wanted to talk about. That's why I have my
you have
little
5
notepad here.
topics?
No, like
Yeah.
five things to keep in mind. See, I have my
Got
notes
it.
here.
Got
And
it.
then you
All
can
right.
tell me. You can tell me if it's.
Oh, I'll tell you something. All right.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait.
What is the topic? Okay,
Okay.
what are we doing?
So like I think hardcore gym goers will know this stuff, but I think part of the reason why it gets a little intimidating for your average gym goer is because they don't necessarily know some of those unwritten rules and stuff like that. Because if
Okay.
nobody ever told you, or if you
Okay.
haven't had the fortune to have a trainer come tell you, oh, this is the stuff. That's why I thought
Okay.
it would be kind of interesting. And
Okay.
also to say, like, there's a couple, like, stories and stuff, and I'm sure you've had of people kind of, quote unquote, violating some of these rules. And of course, I'm saying that facetiously, right? I'm not saying that you're going to go to jail if you don't do any of these things. So
So do you want me to like reveal like stories or things I've seen in the past in gyms?
I think it would be
You just
funny.
want me to tell stories?
I mean, I think it would be funny.
I
And
got a lot
and
of
to
'em.
use these as prompts for that kind of stuff, because
All
I'm
right.
sure you've seen it. So,
All right. Okay, you ready?
so the first
Oh,
one, yeah,
Okay,
the first one, actually, we did talk is an extension of that topic we had in that freeform episode of using like padding equipment, like gloves.
Okay.
Or
Oh, okay, don't wear gloves.
If you've seen it in the barbell in some gyms, if you have a barbell, they have that pad that they
Yes.
place on the
Okay. Okay.
yeah. So to say no kitten mittens, no panty pads. Okay.
Oh,
So you already
no.
know about why we say no kitten mittens. It's actually there's a good reason for it, but also for the pad, because to me it seems very dangerous to be having this unstable pad on your back if you're trying to do like a heavy back squat.
Okay, so you mentioned kitten mittens and pads,
Panty pad.
panty pads. Is vagina coming up next?
No,
Are
there's
we
no
dealing
vagina
with the
on it.
vagina here?
No, because the vagina is it's a
You're
very
thinking
tough, dynamic part of the female body, whereas
Alright.
a panty is a very lacy, delicate thing. So that's why I'm saying it's a panty pad, not what it used to be called before.
Got it.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
You gonna brush your hair again? Flirt with me? Right.
Wait, that's how they do it, right? I don't know.
There's only one person to ask, and Drizzy, for the love of God, email her, all right? I'm sick and tired of this. Let me just make a statement real brief. We talk about panties and vaginas. I'm sick and tired of her with this video of her tumbling over again and again, wanting people to email her. Anybody out there, I
Please.
implore you, strangers, I don't give a damn who you are at this point. Email her.
I need this validation in my life.
Please. All right, Mrs. Drizzy, get another email. Get another email account. It's really easy to do, gmail.com. And you can make these emails and you send them to Swayze808 at sleeptimesover.com.
That's right.
Okay, so we're talking stories of the gym. What not to do. Don't wear a pad on your shoulders. Don't wear mittens on your vagina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vagina. Yes.
So to piggyback off that, like, what about a weight belt?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think.
Do or do not?
Well, so to be fair, I think people do overuse it, but I use a weight belt if I do like a heavy lift for
Alright.
like a deadlift.
All right.
But I don't think you need it when you're walking around. Like I've seen guys, and they're always
just walking.
guys older than 50, if you
Okay.
notice.
Well, because they all train with Tommy Kono, because then
Right.
that's how it works. If you're over 50, I guess now, because we're older, if you're over 60
yeah.
and you work out in the gym, you're gonna reference Tommy Kono somewhere or some other,
That's
or maybe
true.
like EA Sports or not EA Sports. What's that supplement? EAS
EAS.
or Mileplex.
Oh gosh, yeah.
People over 60, they love Mileplex. They love
Mileplex.
EAS. They love what else? What else was back in the day? That protein water, the one that we used to have before. What was What's that one that clear comes in the glass bottle?
Oh,
Isopure.
Isopure.
They love it. They love it.
Yes. Isopure.
Bodybuilding.com. They love it.
Bodybuilding.com.
So yes, the weight belt, the walking around, living their best life.
Yeah.
It's not necessary, I don't think.
Yeah. I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Then the hell with it.
But yeah, don't do it because it's dangerous. Like at this point, I think the only people that should be using that pad for the barbells, like if you're doing like the hip thrust? What is that one called? Where you're on the ground.
When you're doing the pelvic thrusting.
The pelvic thrusting.
That's called intercourse. What are you talking
that
about?
is, yeah. I mean the one beside
the gym?
intercourse. Yeah, the one the
See,
thrusting you do at the gym.
See, this is the Valentine's show all of a sudden.
December 14th. I'm not December 14th. February 14th. December 14th is Galentine's Day.
Mrs. Drizzy, just please email her, all right, before this show just goes into the purgatory that it's in. All right. So if we're gonna go back to this topic,
Yes, please.
quote unquote, gym etiquette stories.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you a story. Okay, well, let's see where this falls. This was in the club of Honolulu. Rest in peace.
Rest in
No
peace,
longer
rest in
there.
power.
For a string about a year, there was a good string of incidences, fights, strange behavior in the Honolulu club.
Really?
I freely can say this now because don't exist anymore. So this was in 2017 to 2018.
Okay.
Everybody is pissed. I don't know why. I don't know if it's from the 2016 election. I don't know, but here's an example. There's a water fountain on the fifth floor, which is the gym floor of the Honolulu club.
Mm-hmm.
A senior citizen was drinking water out of the water fountain at the Honolulu club. A man, another senior citizen, was behind him. And I got to capture this entire thing. So he's waiting for the guy to drink water. All of a
Okay.
sudden, he starts looking like he's antsy, and then he goes, "You're drinking too much water, hurry up."
Whoa.
And then the guy turns around, and he's like, what you tell me that for? I'm drinking more water than I can. I know what I can do. And then he's like, "You're drinking way too much water for yourself." I'm trying to calm the situation because I don't want to just yell this whole thing. But they were all yelling.
Right.
"You're
Okay.
drinking way too much water than you should. You should get out of here." Then he turns around and says, "F you." Then the other guy says, "F you."
Of course.
They're both going F you back and forth. And then after like maybe 4 or 5 F yous,
Okay.
they stop, they get quiet, and then they turn around, and then they walk away in different direction. Like a cuckoo clock. It was like clockwork.
Oh my gosh, that's so weird.
Amazing. He's drinking too much water. You're drinking too much water. Cut it out. I can drink as much water as I want. And that preempted a cuckoo clock separation of FUs.
And it just dissipated.
And that was it. There was no fights or nothing. That was it.
No fight, nothing.
This is what old people do.
I guess so,
Old
yeah.
people for the loss.
Yeah.
I mean, so there was that. If I don't know what you want to fall that story into what tier here. Okay, that's the shit I deal with. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with any of these guys with weight belts and Tommy Kono. I'm dealing with guys drinking too much water at the water fountain
and yelling at each other about
and
it.
yelling at each
and
other.
policing it.
And here's another one. There's a thing that Honolulu Club had that was exclusive to the island of Oahu called the cold plunge.
Oh yeah, I missed
All
that
right.
thing.
Apparently everyone does because there's no cold plunge on island.
No.
So Parado Power Investments.
Work on that, Blake.
We got the cold plunge in there. The old people, they love it. They like to go in there, run around naked, jump in there, freeze their balls off.
And then do the flip flop,
I've never-
the hot tub, and then they go into.
Well, I've never even gone into the locker rooms. I don't know
Oh.
where this is even
Got it.
located. But
Okay.
I heard this through second and third party,
Okay.
which means it's got to be true. So the two guys in there got into a fight in the cold plunge, literally inside the cold plunge.
No.
The call is coming from inside the cold
Oh,
plunge.
No.
Two naked men fighting. First of all, okay, let's break this down.
Yeah.
How cold is the cold plunge?
It's what is it? It's
It's scorchingly cold.
yeah. It's like
Ludicrously cold.
it's ludicrous speed cold. Yeah. No, it's
cold, right?
20 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. I think.
Wow, that's good.
I think. Yeah.
That was a
something
good
like
guess. They're in there fighting in the 20 degrees, okay? I don't know how long that fight lasted. I don't know what started it. I don't know who grabbed what.
Seriously, there's lots of things flopping around.
Two senior citizens
When
fighting.
they're old, so it is flopping around.
So somebody flopped around, maybe not come back up. All right, so that happened as incident one. So I give you that one. Okay, so people, if I tell somebody that story, people are gonna be like, "Wow, that's insane! I can't believe." two old men are going to be fighting in the
Yeah.
cold plunge.
In the cold plunge.
Well, I can top something. I can top that
Oh,
one.
jeez.
Man was caught, busted, masturbating in the cold plunge. Now, how? Okay? How? When it's cold, as you said, 20
Yes.
degrees Fahrenheit, and you have shrinkage,
Exactly.
and then you have senior citizen shrinkage, which is prunage, and then on top of that,
Ooh.
how are you going to last in there to do the said masturbation?
And why would you do it? Okay, for those of you who have never been in that area, so like the cold plunge is here. There's a hot tub like right here, and then there's like a sauna and a steam room. Like of all of the areas you could do your sexual deviance, you chose the cold plunge
Maybe it's the thrill. It's the thrill of the hunt,
or the challenge.
thrill seekers. But you
That's
got
a
to,
psychopath that does stuff like that. Like
once again, if you want to talk stories in the gym, all right? You can talk about your weight belts. You can talk about Mileplex all you want. I'm talking about old men masturbating in the cold plunge, all right? That's the reality of situations. This might have not have gotten Blake to want to get a cold plunge now for fear of masturbation
Well,
at Parada Power. I understand. But I'm just saying, this is what goes on. This is a true story, all right? Because I heard this from third-party people, all right?
that's insane.
That's my start to this show.
I don't understand any of that.
Well, neither do I, and I have to deal with it, and that's what I've had to, that's my life. That was my life.
Like, do you call the you don't, well, because like, do you call the police for something like that? I'm serious. Like, what?
911.
It's an emergency.
Can I get an officer down here to Honolulu Club? There's a man doing sexual deviance. With who? With himself.
In the cold plunge.
I mean, and then that's going to take it over the top.
Yeah.
All right,
and the
car
SWAT's
54, where
gonna
are you?
come.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they're
I don't know if the police need to be involved here. Maybe EMS needs to be involved there because the guy's frozen, man.
Yeah,
Who knows what happened?
right. I mean,
And then who knows what sperm does in the freezing? It's like when you put your tongue against the pole, it doesn't come off. So that's the stories I deal with. Okay.
okay.
So if we want to get into the nuts and bolts,
No pun intended.
twigs and berries, that's what I see. There's more stories. I'm just throwing them out there.
Is it always guys, or is there anything like that for like women?
I haven't encountered women stories.
It's normally a dude,
strangely,
yeah.
because dudes are stupid.
Yeah.
So and then once they get older, get ready.
That's
But yeah, those off the top of the head are the top funniest ones. The water cooler one, and then the fights slash, not the same guys, but slash man masturbating in the cold plunge.
oh my gosh, that's nuts. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Happy February, everyone. That's all I got.
Yay.
That's
Valentine's coming up.
and this is the Valentine's show, everyone. Surprise!
Okay. Well. Okay.
What else we got
yeah. So
here?
like, maybe you
Yeah,
have a
this
story
show
about
up.
this because
Yeah.
like one thing that I notice is I guess it's a pet peeve, but it could be dangerous. And if you didn't know this, so like if somebody's lifting, and then there's lots of mirrors everywhere. So if somebody's lifting and there's like a little space in between the person lifting and the mirror, like I wouldn't, and they're about to lift, like I wouldn't go and walk right in front of them as they're starting to lift.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Does that
I
make
got
sense?
it. Yes, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Right.
And so
I see what you're saying.
not, and it doesn't necessarily have to be every exercise, but particularly if somebody's got like a barbell and they're gonna go do something like a deadlift or a squat or something, and I say that because like I remember, well, at the UH gym, one of the squat racks, for whatever reason, it's the way it's situated. There's a gap between the mirror and it's right next to the corner, so you turn the corner. So some people think, oh, rather than go all the way around the squat rack, I'll cut the corner and go around.
Oh.
But that means you go right in front of somebody
see what you're
as they're about to lift.
Right.
So why you don't want to do that and why it's rude, well, it's rude to begin, but it's dangerous for the person, is because like if they're getting ready to like do this PR and they're gonna
Right.
lift like
You're
a lot
just
of weight,
you're getting their space and throw them off.
yeah, you throw them off. And it's happened to me actually, where
Yeah.
somebody did that and it startled me, and I kind of lost my balance a little bit. So
No, I agree with that one. That's a disrespectful situation. That shouldn't happen. You shouldn't be walking in front of anybody doing anything in that gym.
yeah,
It doesn't make any sense.
yeah. Or like
Or you
I've,
say excuse me at least, or at least get their attention to be like, I'm coming in front of you
Yes.
right now.
yeah, coming in hot.
I
kind of
mean,
a
you would
thing.
think that would be common sense, but no. But so people, they don't give a shit. So that's why you're gonna see that. I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Or like the one that I heard happened is this was not at this was at the old UH gym before everybody went up to the rec center. Is it was a deadlift. So the deadlift is the one where you just lift it up off the ground, the barbell, and this little old lady, as the guy was about to start lifting, she stepped over the bar. and
Wow.
so he pulled it up and she went flying.
Really?
He like knocked himself over. Yeah.
I've
So-
never heard of that happen.
Yeah, and I guess it's more to just to be aware, especially if you see barbells anywhere, to just be more aware. I think, right?
Wow. Because okay, wait a minute. Let me try and picture this.
Yeah.
So brother's in the middle of the barbell.
Yeah.
Barbell, you got the two plates.
Mhm.
You have a limited space between his legs and the plates for someone to even remotely think of walking over this bar. So this lady is what? How old is she? Like,
She was this was a while ago.
Was
So
old lady?
she was about, no, I would say like 60s. I mean, not super old, like just
To-
not
to-
aware.
to be that not aware of the spacing, to be able to choose the best route to go is a space between a leg and a plate.
And to be fair, it was the old gym. If some of you remember, it was very, very, very packed and tight. It was
Oh,
so that was.
well,
I should have said that too.
that's
It
a big
wasn't like the
factor.
new gym. This was like
Okay,
everybody's
that's a
like,
factor then.
up in everybody's grill. So
That's a factor. Okay.
yeah. So she
Never
just
heard of
wasn't thinking, and she wanted to get to wherever she
Right.
was going, and she just went. She put her foot right over it as he's pulling it. So it was just.
So she flew back then.
So from what I remember, it clipped her and she
Oh.
fell back like this, and then
Oh.
which then pulled him back, so they were all on the ground. Like,
right.
thankfully nobody got super hurt,
Jesus.
but
that's
it was a
first.
whole thing. Yeah, it was crazy.
I've never in the history of fitness heard that one.
yeah.
Unreal.
So just if you see barbells anywhere, I just that would be my recommendation. Just
Right, that's
keep
the
your
thing
eyes
too.
open.
Because the consensus for gym colors is always gray, black, silver, all kind of neutral colors that kind of get blended into things.
It does.
So you can
It
miss
does.
out on the bar literally being right there.
Yeah.
Because of just the color scheme of how things look, right?
Right.
So
Right.
yes, it's a dangerous place. We got weights.
Yeah.
We have
just-
heavy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be aware.
So please don't walk around and prance around and be a panty. So
Yeah.
okay, so you brought up the mirror, right? Looking from the mirror.
The mirror.
I got a story about the mirror.
Okay.
What's up with guys who go real close to the mirror and put their face on the mirror at gyms?
Oh.
Why do they do that?
Wait, like when they're training, or just like in between?
In
sets?
between the sets, they'll go real close to the mirror and put their cheek on the mirror or put their nose on the mirror. Men and women.
Oh,
Why?
are they doing like I've seen people do that, like they don't care, so they're like they're like picking their nose, or they're looking at their skin, kind of.
Maybe, but then they really can't see and don't care because they're putting their skin literally on
Oh, so they're
the
just, like,
mirror.
smashing
And they're
their
just doing the
face.
mirror like this. What is that going to do?
Oh, that's
This is what I see, okay?
that's disgusting.
This is what I see. So I just like to say I've seen this on several occasions, so I would like to throw that out there
Yeah.
as a real world topic. Why are you going to go up to the mirror, and this may be you out there, and you're doing this?
If this is you, stop.
Like, why?
Don't
All right,
Go
Mrs.
to-
Drizzy, you do this?
go to therapy.
Does Mr. Drizzy do this?
Talk to somebody. That's
Anybody at Prada Powers? I'm telling you.
nobody
I'm
at Prada Powers.
You
did
sure?
that I've ever seen.
I'm just saying.
Maybe
This is what I see.
maybe like they're so like exhausted that they're like, this nice cool mirror, I'm just gonna rest my face against it.
Yeah, getting back to psychopaths. No. I'm glad that you tried to come up with an explanation for that. There is none. That's what I see regarding the mirrors. That's what I have seen.
That's
Several
so strange. Several
occasions,
times.
several.
And men and women.
Men and women don't want to touch their face.
Are they
on the
young
mirror.
or are they old?
They are young.
Oh, it's a young person's thing.
These are the young ones.
What are you doing,
They
young
want.
people?
They're so in love with themselves that they just want to go up to the mirror and
Make out with
make out
themselves?
with themselves.
Again,
Asexuality is something.
therapy.
I'm telling you. All right.
That's fascinating. Okay.
We got-
It's upsetting.
Rubbish. You're damn right. It's disturbing. It's unnecessary.
My gosh.
That's
Oh,
what-
and then like before I forget, so along with that, be aware of the barbell. I don't know if there's some gyms that they have like the platform attached to the squat rack or the power rack.
Okay.
They have that at UH, and they sometimes will have it at other gyms too. I've seen. So that what that means is, in theory, two people could be training kind of relatively close to each other.
Yeah.
So the etiquette normally is you wait for that person to do his or her lift, and then you go.
Right.
I mean, not everybody does it, but it's normally nice to wait so that you're not both training at the same time.
Correct.
Just as a
That's
put that out
perfectly
there.
fine.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. Any other incidences that you wanted to throw out there?
No, only that
Oh,
one time it gets tricky. Like if it's super packed and like there's a group of dudes and it's just you, because what then for me I start getting anxiety because what happened was there was a pack of 5 young dudes. They were in the squat rack and I was in the platform.
Yeah.
And I noticed they started waiting for me, and I'm like, oh man, that means I gotta wait for them. But then that means that I'm waiting for like 5 dudes. So finally we figured something
Right.
out without having to talk, but we didn't talk to each other. We're just like,
Really?
and I jump in. Yeah, we just kind of like settled into a groove, and it was basically now like 6 people take. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, rotation out of the.
it was really weird.
Oh,
But so you'll have
I
stuff
see
like that.
Right.
Don't do what I did and just be like, not talk to the other person. Just say like, hey, you know, I'll
Okay,
wait.
yeah. Okay, this brings up a good one. Okay, so there's always the one that let's bring up a machine. Let's really make this a specific example.
yeah,
let's
yeah.
let's look at the lat pull down machine.
Okay. Normally a very popular machine.
Popular machine.
Yeah.
So you have a
Just-
said
just like
gentleman,
you pull down like this.
correct, does a set. A guy will come out of nowhere and be like, "Can jump in with you," right?
You read my mind. Okay. Yes.
So there's that aspect. So if you're new to the gym and you see that situation, what usually would happen with some rookie is going to be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, because then you're just, they're first of all startled that someone's talking to them,
Right.
and then 2, they just got to be overly polite because they're startled right now.
Yes.
That's what people do.
Yeah.
So you're letting the guy in, and that's fine, and then of course he's going to make the weight heavier than what you were doing,
Of course.
and then he does his thing, and okay, thanks. You have that incidence,
Yes.
and then that's a one and done.
One and done.
But then you have the other one that's going to be like, can I work in with you? Meaning the rotation that you're doing.
Yeah.
So then you do a set, then he does a set, and you guys go back and forth like that. And then he's, of course, going to say, is that okay? And, of course, in your startledness is going to say, yes!
Sure.
So then you let that go down. And you just got to go with it and just be like, whatevs.
Yeah.
And if it's a woman dealing with this guy, sometimes I've seen this will be, oh no, that you could just take it, and then they go run away into the corner,
Yeah. I've seen that.
and that freaking sucks.
It sucks.
for her.
Yeah.
So
And the guys know that sometimes.
that's why guys are stupid, because it's an intimidating place already.
It is.
And then let's just make it even more intimidating and more ridiculous and awkward, especially socially awkward,
Yeah.
at this gym to do that kind of stuff, and eliminates you trying to get the reason why you came there for was to work out. So there's that situation. How do you play with those kind of things? There's going to be some type of social skills you're going to have in this situation. You're in a public place.
Well, like, what would you do then in that situation? I am curious. Like,
If a guy came with option A or option B, the one and done, or the one
no,
and done,
like,
or
hey,
the
can I work in?
can I work in?
Yeah, that one's a more complicated
Oh,
one. Yeah.
right.
Because you can tolerate the one and done. Like, okay.
Just have the confidence to be like, okay, and then just go with it. Because
Okay.
a lot of people do not have the confidence to do it, and they'll just be like, oh, no, that was my last one, when it wasn't.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they just walk away. Because
Okay.
they just don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
And that's very sad, and it's a common situation, and it's nothing wrong, because it's a new conversation you're having that you're not used to having. So be prepared for that.
Yeah.
That's the main one. That's the one that you always
That
see
is
a
a
lot of
huge
people
one.
deal with, is always if you're doing machines,
Especially
who
machines.
gets the machine.
Yeah.
Even the squat rack, they would be like, well, how many sets you got left?
Yeah, because there's
There's that
only a limited amount of squat
Right.
racks. Yeah, that's the one that I notice.
So you're going to have that one that's going to ask you how many sets you have left, guy. And then you
I
tell
have
him.
been that guy.
You've been a lot of things.
I know I have been a lot of things.
You're going to have that situation come up, and then can you be honest and tell them that you have a so-and-so, or you could be like, oh, no, it's my last one. Just to be like, you're making me scared. I'm going to leave now.
Yeah,
Is that what you're going to do or not?
because you have every right to be there. Yeah.
You have every right to be there, exactly. So just stand your ground, be polite, be respectful. Hopefully the person talking to you is respectful too.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully. And that's all you can really do. It's just gonna happen. And it's going to happen a lot, and it's going to happen to the most awkward of situation and timing.
Yeah.
And
And
that's really it.
like
That's the etiquette.
I'm glad, because that was exactly what I was going to bring up next. But I mean, like the one that I notice sometimes, especially because I'm a woman. So unfortunately, if you're a woman, this might happen to you more often than if it's a guy. Is I will, they'll be a little more aggressive about like how many more sets you have, and then they'll just kind of like stare you down a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or like they'll be a lot more free about walking all over my space, the platform.
Oh.
If they're training next, like if it's a couple guys or a guy next to me.
Really?
They'll just walk right on my platform.
These men?
Yeah. I mean, they're kids. I mean, they're like
Frick are
students.
these guys?
But, and I guess
Slap
it's not
'em.
a big deal, but I feel like if I was a big dude, you would not be walking on my
Of
platform.
course not. They're
You know what I
clearly
mean?
using their maleness.
So don't be that guy. Just respect your space, stay on your space, and all of that stuff.
That's the problem with men in gyms.
Yeah.
That's the problem with men screwing up the gym environment, because you have these guys, about 80% of them don't work out regularly.
No.
They just go in there once a month or once a year thinking that they're going to do something, and they're going to just do chess, and then
A little bit of bias.
that's it. Right, that's it. And then walk around, and then maybe shake somebody's hand, and then get out of there.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Hey, what you doing over here? Oh, how many times a week you come?" Nah, I just trying to get back into it. It's been a while. I've been busy with work.
That's
yeah.
exactly what they say.
So I starting new today. Yeah. You want to be those assholes? Go right ahead. All right. But you guys are the ones that are personally screwing it up for everybody else, especially women.
Yeah.
And that is a big problem. And I don't know how that rectifies itself, but if you're out there, know that this is you. Shut up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And I think along with that, if you are unsure of things, what I've noticed is like if you find like the big giant quiet powerlifter dude, a lot of the times they're like the nicest people. Like if you want to ask them something,
Because they get it.
because they get it, they're hardcore. And every gym will have a giant, massive, super quiet, super humble, sticks to himself or
Yeah.
herself guy
Yeah.
or girl. You can, and they look terrifying. But you should ask them. Don't
Yeah.
ask the guy who's trying to be an Instagram influencer.
Yeah, I was taking a selfie.
Yeah, stay away
In the
from that
gym.
person. No.
It's
No.
always going to be those guys. Yes, they're quiet because they know what they're in there for.
Yes.
They know what they're doing, and they're not there to BS around.
Yeah.
So they're gonna look scary, but don't judge the book
Yeah.
by the cover.
Yeah, and a lot of them want to help. Like I love to help people, but I've been told I look terrifying when I'm in the gym.
Well,
so.
you do have that look.
Because I do have pretty mean RBF. But yeah, that's a person to ask. So,
Right.
but what if like okay, so that the whole thing about working in, do you think it's a dick move to say like if it's not busy at all,
Yeah.
and someone's like, can I work in? Can you just be like, I got like 1 or 2 sets left, so can I just say no?
Oh, that situation. Okay,
I'm
yeah.
wondering about that.
That's another option.
I don't know about that myself personally. That's why. So it's not busy
Okay.
at all. The gym. This is the
Okay.
scenario. What do you think?
It comes down to what specific machine you're using.
Yeah.
If there's multiples of them.
Oh, okay.
If there's
okay.
multiples of them, then what are you doing, guy?
Yeah.
If there's only one lat pull down machine in the entire facility,
Then,
we got an issue.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's just one of those things.
That's a great point.
You know, I've seen the weirdest of weird, where I've seen the infamous lineup of treadmills.
Mm,
Honolulu Club has there's a good row of 15 treadmills.
yes.
And usually when I meet a client before I meet them, they warm up on the treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do your little 5-minute, 10-minute little
Yeah.
walk.
Get the heart rate up a little bit.
So he's the only one in the lineup of treadmills that morning. I, of course, go to the next treadmill to go and be like, hey, what's up? Woman comes out of nowhere, decides to want to go on the treadmill that I was standing on, talking to my client, as there are about 14 or 15 other treadmills readily available. She wanted that specific treadmill.
She did a full-on, excuse me, I want this.
It was, are you using it? It's always the, are you using it line.
What?
Excuse me, are you using this? And I'm like, no. So I'm like, did you want to go on this one? I'll just go on the other one next to you then. How about the other one next to you there? I kind of told her, I indirectly tell these people, fuck
right,
you.
right. Yeah.
But I don't.
But
But then I'm there. Well, I'm just gonna go walk over to the other side and talk to you over here because this side's taken. And of course she's clueless. She's old.
Of
clueless.
course.
So,
Yeah.
but then you have that
That's insane.
on the other end of just 15 treadmills.
Yeah.
She decided to take the one that I just happened to be standing next to because the client was at, and this is the end of the treadmill lineup. So client is at the end of the treadmill lineup.
Okay.
There's a whole lineup of them. Treadmill, I'm right over there. We got 12 other ones freely ready to go.
And that's just in that one area.
She don't want any of those. She wants the one right next to him and the one that I'm standing on.
Don't be that person.
So, you see?
No.
Social awkwardness.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
That is.
It happens
that
when you get
is-
older. I don't know if it happens when you're younger too. Probably. Every time. It doesn't matter. Entitlement is a thing.
Yeah.
In the gym.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. Don't be that person, gang. Okay. Well, speaking of entitlement,
Oh.
that goes on to the next one,
Oh,
which
no.
is to put away your weights when you're done. I say this as a former fitness floor person who
That's
worked
right.
at Honolulu
Put
Club.
the weights back on the rack.
Put the damn weights
That's
away.
right.
If you're strong enough to pick them up, you're strong enough to put them back.
Wow. Well, that's a shirt. Yes, always put the weights back on the rack. I miss the intercom of gyms. Remember when gyms had intercoms?
The intercom.
It would be like, well, I don't know if you went to Ghost Gym or like Punahou Spa or like 24 Hour Fitness. They always
Yeah.
have an intercom, and it'll be a guy with, just like make quick announcement. Please put the weights back on the rack, and we're closing in 10 minutes. I miss that. I miss.
Well, Honolulu Club had the intercom.
They did have an intercom
Yeah.
for like a while, and then they got. I don't know what happened. They cut it off.
Oh,
I
they
don't know.
did. Okay. Well, when I worked at the front desk, they
There
did.
was an intercom,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it was just good to get that message from God.
Yes.
I don't know if any gym does an intercom anymore.
Oh, that was fun.
You
I used
know?
to love doing the intercom.
Or be like, you got to call on line 1. I mean, does anybody do that anymore? Is there intercoms?
I don't think so.
Supermarkets don't have intercoms.
That's right. Supermarkets don't have intercoms.
Longs doesn't have
anymore.
intercom,
And they used to. You're right.
right? Call line 1,
Line 1, yeah.
gardening line 2,
Pharmacy line 3.
right? What
Yeah.
happened to that? Interesting.
Huh.
Can we do a show on that?
Yeah,
next week?
intercoms.
Can we do that?
What's up?
What's up with
What's the
intercoms?
deal with
Yeah, that's the next fitness topic. But yeah, put the weights back on the rack, whether you're yelling it to the guy or you doing it yourself. Please.
There is this
Put
one
shit
guy at the Honolulu Club. I ended up really hating him. He was this Holly guy. He was in his 50s and he had a ponytail. Of course, he had a ponytail.
Of course.
He would always do this. He would load up the leg press machine with all of the 45 plates, do about like 10 quarter reps, and then walk away.
Wow.
So one time I had it. I was pissed.
Yeah. What did you do?
So he walked away, and then I walked over and I said something really loud. I was like, "Really?" And I started grabbing the weights and slamming them onto the rack, like the tree to hold. I was
Really?
just like slamming it, like loud, and like, "Damn it!" And he comes over and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna put it away." I'm like, "You weren't,
He
you
never puts it away.
asshole. You never put it away."
Well played. I like it. Well
But
done.
anyway, yeah.
Well
so
done.
please put your weights away.
Put the weights back on the rack.
Don't do that. That's a
That's
really
right.
jerk move.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
not Gold's Gym.
Yeah. I think only like Arnold could do that. Nobody else.
Nah.
He wouldn't. I don't think he would do that. But
I don't. No one should do that.
nobody should. But like if anybody like
Anybody
I'm
does
like,
that's just an ass.
let him have it.
Straight up.
Yeah. I
You're
guess
gonna
so.
put up this stuff. I mean, you're just gonna put this. It's just disrespectful beyond.
It
That's like
is.
the number one, I think.
It
of
is.
all
It's
of them.
it's super disrespectful. I mean, it says a lot about you. You're a garbage person if you do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're in a public place and other people are going to be using something that you previously used, and you gotta make it ready for the next person because that other person made it ready for you.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I think that's the worst of all of them.
It is. It really is. It's the most.
Not
it's
putting the weights
the
back
most
on the
egregious
rack.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the last one I have though.
Oh.
So this one I think we can maybe you might have some stories about. Like it's about spotting.
Oh.
So and when I say about spotting, so for those of you who don't know, that's like if you're by yourself and you're gonna do the most common thing that people spot, or let's be honest, it's dudes, is bench press.
Yeah.
Make sure you communicate both ways in the sense of if you're the spotter, you tell him or her how you do your
How
spotting.
to spot it.
And the person that needs the assistance, you tell that person as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember I normally will ask somebody that works there at the UH gym
right.
to spot me. But if nobody's around, then and I'll say
okay.
this: I haven't been in that gym in a year.
Excuse me. Can you spot me on Fast Guy? You did that one time?
I did it once, and I'll never do it ever again
Okay.
because I made it very clear. I said, okay, I'm gonna go for, it's gonna be a heavy triple for me. If I need help, I'll tell you, but you don't have to do anything. I'll say help, then you can help. He's like, oh yeah, gotcha, yeah, got it. I'm like, okay. So the first one, fine, he doesn't do anything. Second one, I'm starting to struggle. I'm pushing. All of a sudden, he comes in, swoops in, yanks it from me, and I'm already pushing. So the thing goes flying up, and I almost knock him out with the weight because he's so far over to pull it up.
Oh.
And I rack it, and I'm frazzled at that point, right? Because I almost took his teeth out.
Right.
He's like, oh, and I should have asked an older guy. This was a young student.
Oh.
So
Once again.
but anyway, so you want to, so I think what I normally do if I need the spot is I will say, you tell them what you're going to do so they know, like, oh, I'm going to do 8 reps or I'm going to do 3 reps, so they know how long to watch. And then I normally just say, you don't have to do anything until I say help, the word help.
Correct.
If you're the spotter, I also tell people, I tell them, I'm not going to help you unless you say help.
Correct.
So does that sound?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, once again, social awkwardness continues. And if you're going to do this, and if you're going to get the spot, if you're going to call for a spot, buyer beware.
Yeah, it is buyer beware.
Because what did we talk about earlier about these guys walking around putting their face on the mirror? What are these guys? what are these taking selfies? What are these guys shaking hands? What are these guys saying? Yeah, it's my first time back. I go try to come back. Do you really want to trust those gentlemen?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So if you're really gonna try and max out on something, make a friend.
Yeah.
Or get to know one of the workers.
One of the workers. Yeah.
Because if you ask somebody randomly, you're gonna get random behavior.
Ah, that's a good point.
And that's what's gonna happen.
Random behavior.
Because I've heard it all. Oh, hey, guess what? One time, I was gonna do it. Okay, so I'm gonna get on myself up, but then after that, I good. Okay, just help me up. Okay, you have that guy.
You have that guy.
You have, okay, I go travel a tree, right? Okay, go travel a tree, baby, and then and then he's gonna mumble off some shit, and you're not gonna catch, but he's gonna just go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not even understanding what he's saying.
Yeah.
So you have that guy, and then you have the one. Okay, so I go say 1, 2, 3, and then I say tree. So make sure on the tree. That's when you go leave him, help me up, and then a tree. Then you let them off. There's that guy. Okay. So the solution: make a friend.
Yeah. I mean,
Get the employee.
That's the best.
Do not ask these random a-holes, because you're gonna get a-hole results.
You are.
Because they're not gonna know what they're doing. Because they don't work out. Either that, or they're gonna be shy. Either that, or they're just gonna be stupid. Either that, or they're just gonna be men. And it's gonna be how they are.
Yeah.
So forget it.
Well, have you experienced or heard of, like, I've heard of this where it didn't ever happen to me, where a woman was doing a relatively heavy load, and then a guy, like, I'm going to rescue the woman, and
right.
tries to, like, help her, and
I
it's
know
like,
that situation.
dude, I
Yeah.
didn't ever, why, leave me alone, that kind of a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I have not seen that at Honolulu Club.
Oh, that's good.
I've
Okay.
seen the few women that do bench. They just are like, I'm just gonna bench by myself. I'm not gonna ask anybody. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And then they get stuck, and I've seen them get stuck, and they're just like,
Oh.
the bar's there, and they're just trying to just.
Yeah, dump it.
There's that.
Okay.
So it sucks. It really sucks.
It's tricky. Yeah.
Because the
it's
woman
tricky.
is by herself, and she knows already. She's already ahead of the game, and knows I'm not gonna ask anybody or bother anybody or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then they get stuck, and then you
they
get
get
stuck,
stuck.
and then it sucks. And
Yeah.
make friends.
Make friends or stick to dumbbells. Hey, you could do that too.
Dumbbells are tricky too for spotting.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh,
That's true. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah.
Okay, so this bench open or what? Okay, so I'm gonna try two. Okay, just make sure, just grab from underneath. Okay, grab from underneath over here.
That's
grab
right. I forgot because you can.
from the elbow over here. Okay, so
Yeah.
not over here. Okay, try help me over here. Just get me over here by the elbow joint.
Yeah.
Can. Okay, so when I go 1, 2, 3, at 3, you go over here. I've seen that shit.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Dumbbells ain't no.
It's yeah.
No,
Okay.
it ain't no advantage. All right, it's the same bullshit. Once again, make friends. Do not ask these random assholes
Okay.
to spot you on anything.
Okay.
Anything.
Yeah. Well, and you. That's right. And like even for like squat, I just make sure to set the safeties, at a safe spot. So when if I have to, well, I don't squat anymore, but because I have scoliosis.
Oh.
Tell all right here on the show. No. I just have a crooked spine. That's all that means. But anyway, that's
You
what
just
I wanted. I
brought the
needed
mood
validation.
down.
Sorry.
Just
It doesn't affect me in any way, but I just can't squat. That does make me sad. So what you want to do is just make sure to set the safeties and then just dump it. Don't ask somebody to help you spot, because it's a really technical thing. And I've seen horror stories on the internet of guys that mean well that spot, and what they end up doing, especially for a woman, is you start groping when you didn't mean to grope because you don't know how to spot
Oh,
appropriately.
you guys want a date out there?
You're welcome. With consent, obviously.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, okay. Squat rack.
Yeah.
There's these things called the safety bars. People go, "What do I use this for? What is gonna be?"
Yeah.
That's what you put there, and then you measure it off to the depth that you're trying to go.
Yes.
Which hopefully it's like a real squat, because that's a whole other series
That's a whole other. Yeah.
of what a squat is. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then the spot itself, you got the guy that grabs underneath the underarms. You get that guy.
That guy.
You've got the groper guy.
Yeah.
There should be no guy.
Yeah.
Just get the safety bars,
Just set the
and then if you
the
can't get
bars.
up, then you
just dump it.
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good night with that.
Yeah. Good night with that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, that's all I actually had for today.
All right. Okay. Good. Nice.
So-
Good fun.
After this episode, you should be experts in the gym and ship. No problem. No problem at all.
Well, right, and in the new world
Oh, in the new world.
with the 25% capacity,
Yes.
we are in tier 2.
Tier 2.
So
Yeah.
whatever that means for the gym that you go to.
Yeah.
Yes.
But keep that in mind.
All right. That was some good tips. That was fun. It's good, clean fun.
Good, clean fun for the kids. Yes.
Yeah.
So, what's coming up on the network?
Okay, well, being that the show comes out on Friday and I have shows on Wednesday, which I'm trying to do every week now, I can't
Yeah.
talk about the Wednesday show because it'll be moot, because this show will be on Friday.
But you can catch it
So,
on the
What's
show
on Instagram?
Instagram.
Yes. So Andrea Topola will be on. OG Liba will be performing. Next week after that will be Valentine's show extravaganza, February 14th. That's a Sunday. 6:30
Is it a
p.m.
Sunday or a Saturday?
Valentine's Day is on a Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yep, get ready. Love and Christ combined. And
As
we're
it
going to
should
have.
be. In this Christian
Let's
podcast.
not extend this show any further.
Okay.
So, Valentine's show, 6:30 p.m. We're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about dating.
All the things that matter in life.
Yes, the local MILF will return. Everyone's favorite debutante. And we're going to have musical performances as well. Should be a fun show. It's going to be just a fun show. All female guests. Sunday night.
Sisters doing it for themselves.
Right. The anti-Valentine show is what it really is
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
Because we all know Valentine sucks. It's a stupid, contrived holiday. So let's all unite to just be like, let's just talk about stuff that's going on, that love ain't all great. It's not all the greatest. So let's talk about it. So that's that.
Keeping it real.
That's it. And that is the coming weeks as of right now.
And always on the Thursday, Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursday. We have the 94 hip hop show, which will never end, for the test of time, which will give me a coronary by, I think, August. And then, of course, we have Fitness Fridays.
Fitness Fridays.
With Summer, will you put the episode out on Friday as you did last week? We're going to keep that consistent.
That's right.
And
That's right.
and you know what? I'm going to put this out there as well. Anybody out there that is, believe it or not, digging this show and has a product or wants to sponsor the show,
Oh, that's right.
fitness related or what have you. At this point, we're not talking much of fitness anyway, but we can if it's your product, and we can if it's not. All right, so shout out to anybody that wants to sponsor the show.
We're well spoken
And then we'll
and
mention-
witty, and we'll zhuzh it up for you.
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
So we'll mention you, we'll mention your company,
Yeah.
brand, what have you. Why not? Fitness,
Exactly.
the other F word is this program.
Please. So don't
Is that it?
don't
It-
forget.
yeah,
So sleeptimesover.com. Get your merch. I do like this hat.
It looks great on you. You have a hat face. You
Thank you.
You have a cute hat face.
I think
I
so.
tell you what.
I am going to embrace that about myself.
And shout out to you giving the financial advice. I gotta give this out before we go.
Oh, right.
The financial video that you did on Instagram, you explained the GameStop hedge fund thing.
My real job.
Fantastic, right? You look great. You should have seen. I tell you, people out there, she wasn't wearing any pants when she was doing
None.
the video. Her legs, 5 mics. Get that out there,
Thank you.
boys and girls.
Call me.
And you got this hat, right? This is now becoming an infomercial for summer's dating.
Fans.
Yep, OnlyFans. Send, please, for the love of God, email her.
Swayze,
Please.
at sleeptimesover.com.
All things holy. Email her.
All right, gang. As always, thank you so much for joining us this week. Please join us next week. And in the meantime, wash your damn hands.
Okay.